Hello, everybody. I'm back. Welcome to Saturday mornings, messages of love from above. I think I'm awake. The pipes are still clearing up a little bit, but I'm so happy to be back and missed you guys. So glad you're here, and I'm excited to get into today's messages. Um, Before we get started, I do want to send love out to the world. So if you'd like to join me, whether you're watching this live or on playback, I would love for you to join me. No pressure. I'm going to take a big, deep breath and just come back to right here, right now, and let that love flow into our heart, fill us up, and flow out to the world. And if you are in need of love in this moment, for your mind, your body, your heart, for a loved one, a situation, whatever it may be, we send love to you right now. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me the space to do that. And before we get into the readings, hopefully everyone is doing well. I'm feeling so much better. Oh my gosh. I flew, forced R&R is what we call it, right? When we don't balance, our bodies balance for us. So I have heard that message loud and clear. So we have one more day left to enter the bi-weekly or bi-monthly, however you look at it, every 2 weeks giveaway. Here is the link to the video on that. And we'll be closing that out tomorrow afternoon after my morning session. So if you want a chance at winning a 30-minute personal recorded reading, I haven't checked to see how many comments, but if I get 30 or more, I'll add in a 45-minute personal recorded reading. And if I get 45 or more comments, I'll add in a 1-hour personal recorded reading. Excuse me. So if you're interested in getting into that drawing, you know where you can find that. Also, while I was out, Aquarius season hit. So happy birthday to all you Aquarius sun babies. There's a bonus reading in that video. And of course, a pick a card for everyone else. There's an opportunity to pick from at least 4, and you can pick as many of those as you want. We also, sorry, had the Chinese Lunar New Year start. So happy Chinese Lunar New Year. There was a pick a card reading for that, which was really cool. I liked it. That's the link to that video. I really can. And lastly, of course, we have the January 2023 weekly energy updates. Here's the link to the playlist. So you can still look at last week's because it was talking about the Saturn retrograde, where you moved out of the Saturn retrograde or in the post shadow. And so we were asking, what reward is coming because of the work we completed during the Saturn retrograde? Saturn is a beautiful taskmaster. So sorry. And because they have us work on stuff, they also give us a reward afterwards. So this is all about what we learned and what reward is coming. So I really like those. And then next week's weekly energy updates came out. Playing catch up, I grouped them together by element. So water signs, fire signs, earth signs, etc. And I kind of like the format. So check those out too for next week, because there is a full moon alert, full moon in Leo coming up. So I love it. I love it. I love it. And that is what we have. So let me bump out the chat here so I can see it more clearly here. and we will get going. As soon as I clear my throat a little more, so sorry you guys have to hear that. Um, I did, when I was preparing to go live, I pulled a card here, and I love this. This is for everyone for today. We have unconditional love, the Divine Mother. And this is so fitting because for this year, the theme is the Trinity in 2023, becoming the child. And this year has a wonderful energy. I'm so sorry. Let me take a quick drink here. That frog did not want to leave. It's okay, it's leaped now. But it's about understanding that we can have a only child relationship with the creator, with the mother and the father of both things, where we're the third piece of that beautiful trinity. And we can have this relationship of an only child with the creator because they have the capacity to give us 100% of who they are, 100% attention, 100% gift giving, as if we are their only child. That's their power. That's all of our power. We can be all places all at the same time when we're back on the other side. That's the capacity of the powerful being that we are. So we can have this beautiful relationship without having to share it with all the other trillions and trillions and quadrillions of other souls. So this was so perfect that it came out because it is unconditional love, Divine Mother. And it says, you are a precious child of the universe. The Divine Mother is present, urging you to open your heart and drink from her cup of unconditional love. You are her beloved and treasured child. Feel her endless flow of divine love streaming toward you. Any self-rejection and self-criticism you may be feeling at this time are wounds that came upon you by an unconscious world and are not part of your divine soul. The Divine Mother is working with your soul to relieve you of these psychic injuries and doubts. Let her restore you to wholeness. Divine, excuse me, Divine Mother's counsel is accept what is holy and true about you. You are a lovable and much loved child of the universe. The Divine Mother's love is available to you in all ways. Accept, breathe, relax, and allow her nurturing vibrations to soothe your soul. Ask her to still your doubts and insecurities. The Divine Mother's message to you: you are forever my beautiful and beloved child. Woo! Isn't that amazing? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I had to share that because it's so fitting. All right, so we will jump into readings now. Thank you for your patience as I shared that. And if you're new to my channel, what I do for the free readings, I do go down in the chat in order, first come, first serve. But when anyone ever makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I step out of the free readings, complete those, and then step back in where I left off and continue moving down the list. If you want to know how you make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom. It's like a little dollar bill kind of icon. Or if you check the description box of this video or the pinned comment at the top, I do also share my Venmo, my PayPal, and I recently added my Square and / Cash App. Some of you had mentioned, Bredesen, you're an old man, you're way behind the times. Why don't you have Cash App? And I'm like, what is Cash App? So I researched it, and lo and behold, I had it already available on my booking system. And so that is an option as well. So any of those ways you can do that. And always, of course, never expected, but definitely appreciated. All right, and we do have a donation, so we will start off with that. Hey, Jaded Kate, thank you so much for your donation. So we'll start there, and then if there's no others, I will start with the free readings. And I'm using the Chinese tarot today, just kind of celebrating the Chinese New Year still. So let's take a look here. You want to know any hints and insights into anyone at your new workplace who's taken an interest in you? Ooh, okay. You also want to know the deal with the bearded guy. He seems open and fun. That's great. All right. So first off, let's see. Anyone taking interest in you in your workplace? Anything else? Okay. All right. And then what's the deal with the bearded guy? The bearded wonder. Let's take a look here. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Well, so other people at your work here, it seems like there is someone here because you've got the first card that came up was the Eight of Coins, Eight of Pentacles in the Standard Tarot, which is about someone doing the work and things about to progress, things that are about to move forward. And, but I like this coming in, but, the Two of Swords is like they're kind of at a crossroads, like they're going back and forth between their heart and their mind, their heart and their mind. And the Knight of Pentacles here, the Knight of Coins, is about taking their good old time. So it is going to be a little bit before they actually get, I want to say, brave enough to take action on their feelings. But there is someone there, um, definitely that is interested, um, but it's very, very low key. So it's almost like they're investigating, not like they're stalking you or anything, but they're moving around asking people, "Hey, what do you think about so and so?" When they're just watching and um, making sure that what they feel on the inside, that it's really who you are, because they've in the past, this individual has um, perceived things, leaped, and found out, oh my God, no, they were nothing like I, thought they were, and whoa, oh, and so they're very tentative, and they are really, you know, putting their big toe in the water here and there. So I feel like you know them already, and you interact with them. They just haven't come forward with their feelings for you. Now, the bearded guy, this is interesting because you have the Ace of Cups, which is about new love. And so there is this, um, I want to say, an opportunity, a possibility, but there's some expectations here that have to kind of unfold because you have the Seven of Swords, which is your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations. And this is the thievery card, the deceiver card. And this is not them that's the deceiver. This is your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that are deceiving. And this has to do with your perception of them, perception of relationship, the perception of love, because this is all about this Ace of Cups, about love. And the Four of Swords is this beautiful card of like mental stability, because normally they'll be sleeping on the Ace of Swords, which is about you connecting to the capital T truths of the higher realm, seeing things from a higher perspective and cutting away these small T truths, um, these are fears, thoughts and beliefs that are rooted in the fear of losing a conditional love. So there is this, it's almost like they're dangling this carrot over here and saying, but this stuff needs to happen first before anything would happen with the bearded guy. It's like there's this gap in between here because if you do what you always did, you're going to get what you always got. So there is this kind of weeding out of some old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets around love that you are releasing and letting go. So I like that for you. So let's just continue to work on that inner self love while we're waiting. When that Knight of Pentacles comes up, it's like, oh, are you kidding me? They're taking their good old time. But it always happens on purpose. Any delays and any dragging of our life where it feels like it's going really, really slow is for us to raise our vibration to a higher level so that we can uh, expand our self love. Because, as we say on the channel, we can't love others more than to the extent we love ourselves, nor receive love from others more than to the extent that we love ourselves. So the pause happens for us to expand our self love so the flow of love can be bigger than it has been in the past. So that's what they have for you, Jaded Kate. I like it. So many, many blessings to you. I like the energy of the bearded guy, though. Like you say, he seems open and fun. Um, really a grounded individual. So it's worth doing your inner work to speed that up. You know what I'm saying? So that is what they have. Many, many blessings to you again. Thank you so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right. So, and I think you said here you might be like, have fallen asleep. So hopefully you had a good night's sleep if you did fall asleep. And we'll see you on the flip side. All right. So no other donations. So we'll start into the free readings. Hey, Rishi. Hello, hello. I am glad to know that I'm fine now as well. I tell you what, I am. That flu kicked my butt, and then it took me like 3, 4, 5 days just to get my energy back where I could do things without needing a nap. So I'm so glad. When I woke up this morning, I was like, do I want to rest more? And I'm like, nope, let's go. Let's do it. So the energy is mainly back, maybe 98%. So you'd like some guidance on how to manage your loneliness. Okay. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know. All right. So we have the King of Swords here, and the King of Swords not only rules over air, but all the kings get a second portion of air, so he is double air, a lot about the mind. I like this for you because the knight, I'm sorry, not the knight, the king possesses the Ace of Swords, which allows them to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm. Which is rooted in unconditional love. And it allows you to cut away and slice away the small t truths that are rooted in the fear of losing a conditional love. Now, they're bringing back to me this message that I heard once about we are lonely when we're out of our own business. When we're here looking in our heart and being present with who we are, we feel this wholeness and this completeness. You feel the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is your spiritual posse, all those beings of unconditional love and joy and light, your guardian angel, your angels, your spirit guides, your loved ones on the other side, your ancestors, unicorns, fairies, leprechauns, whatever you believe those beings of unconditional love and light are. This is them saying they are with you. You are truly never alone. Might be physically alone at times, but you're surrounded by a host of beings of unconditional love and light. So this is them saying that. And when we're here inside of us, we recognize that. We feel the presence. We feel the love. But when we go outside of ourselves for our definition of our worth, we're not here anymore. It's like we're on a ship of our soul, right? And we're on the high seas and we see another ship and we leap off of our ship to swim over to theirs, but our ship is then adrift and we're like, wait, come back, and that's when we've left ourself and we go into other people's business, other people's supposed to's and shoulds and need to's and have to's. When we're looking outside of ourself for our definition and for our love, that's when we feel lonely because we're not in here. We're out here um, trying to get a love that we can't find out there. We can only find it in here. And so this King of Swords is allowing you to connect to this love from above, come back to you and move upward. And then you get to be flooded with the most amazing love um, that we will ever feel in this realm because it's where we come from. It's what we're thirsting and hungering for. You also have the Nine of Stabs, the Nine of Wands, which normally is about our energy, our drive, our passion, just our overall energetic experience. Normally, there's like 9 wands that are blocking our way, representing an energetic block. Now, the 9 is the number of the Hermit in the major arcana. So, this is the Hermit's journey with the 9 of Wands, turning inward to find your energy, to find your worth, to find your that power that we hold within us. When we go outside of ourselves, that's where the blocks happen because um, it's not where we get our energy. When we focus on what's missing in our life, what we fear will come into our life, what's in our life that we don't want. When we focus our energy on that, that grows and that expands. And that's that lower vibrational energy block that keeps us from moving forward in our lives. But when we grab one of those one of the 9 wands that's in front of us, one of them is our Ace of Wands. It's our power, which we realize whatever I focus on is what grows and expands. So when I focus on what's missing in my life, that's when I feel lonely. When I focus on gratitude, focus on that unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, and what I do want to come into my life, that's the power of our Ace of Wands. Whatever we focus on is what grows. So when we grab onto that and we realize, I'm focusing on what I feel is missing or any of that lower vibrational energy, there's no judgment. We come here to experience that, but I can switch it and change my energy as well. So that's the guidance that Spirit has for you right now, Rishi. So many blessings. Hang in there. You are loved. You are love. You are lovable. So I like it. So hang in there. Many blessings. All right, we'll continue moving down the list. The next free reading will be Benita Bala, but I do have a donation. Hey, Alex. So I will step out and complete that. And you'd like a love reading. What's to come in love with R? All right, let's take a look here and see what they have. Let me just take a quick sip here. And I do want to thank all of you who have given the video a thumbs up already. It does help out the channel. It helps spread the love to the world. So thank you all for being part of the love tsunami. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. I know it seems like a small thing, but the YouTube algorithm absolutely, absolutely loves it, and it wants to promote the videos with other people as well. So thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Well, I like this for you, Alex, because you do have the Queen of Cups and the Empress. Now, the Empress is about new birth, new harvest, sensuality, definitely coming in. So this is headed your way. The harvest is a coming. It's just taking some time to get here. Because while we're waiting, I know. Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups not only rules over water and emotion, but all the queens are given a second portion of water. So she's double water, which allows her to dive deep into their emotions, and also has a very, very strong connection to the spirit world, instinct, gut, intuition. It's a lot like the high priestess. So there is this, jumping back and going into your heart and into your emotions to really, understand what it is that's in your deep, deep heart, the kind of the subconscious, the unconscious beliefs around love and yourself and lovability and worth. It's all bubbling underneath there. And so while we're waiting, they're having you jump down and go into there. Hey, Jaded Kate. Yes, I did complete it. So if you want to rewind a little bit, you can check that out. All right. So Alex, also, I like this because it does show here with the Wheel of Fortune that things are changing, things are folding and churning and turning. So this is a positive sign. I call this the wheel of the tune of four. So, like the music tune of four for you, things are unfolding for you. Even your human self feels what's coming for you is fortunate. It's for you. So, I like that coming in here for you because you also have the four of coins, which the four of coins, if it'll focus, there it goes, the journey of that is realizing, and I feel like this is what the Queen of Cups is helping you with here as you kind of step back and dive deep. When I talked about worth, the Four of Pentacles tells you that, the advice they give in the journey that they have is when they looked outside of themselves for their worth, they felt very unstable. And so when they looked into relationship of any kind, situations or things, all of it's unstable because people change or pass away or walk away. So relationships are unstable to determine our worth. Situations like job, education, social status, things like that, whatever circumstances we can get into, never stay the same. And then things, they break down, they deteriorate, they blow up, they burn down, they're stolen. All that stuff, unstable. Eventually, just bores us enough or we're disappointed enough that we turn inward and upward to find that which is stable, which is the eternal, unconditional love from up above. And that becomes the foundation. And that doesn't mean, you know, oh, well, that means I let go of the outside world and I become a monk or a nun in a monastery up in the mountains somewhere. And, whatever, deny all of that. It's like, it's actually the opposite. When we turn inward for our stability, for that love, it's like eating, it's like we're looking outside of ourselves for our meal, and we turn inward and we find a 10-course meal with 2 desserts, and we fill up with that, and we feel so full, and then we realize everyone on the outside, all those things on the outside that aren't stable, are 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th dessert, and we can always find room for dessert, and we'll accept it. We'll be like, wow, it becomes above and beyond rather than disappointing and falling short. And so while they're having you really look into this, this is where you're finding your completeness. And then it changes your whole viewpoint of love in the outside world. It changes your vibration of the love that you're attracting. Instead of doing what you always did and getting what we always got, it expands it and it moves it up. And I like it for you because you have the Knight of Staves or the Knight of Wands, which is the fastest moving knight out of them all. And so with the 10, the Wheel of Fortune card coming in, and the Knight, both of those cards represent swift movement and things are coming. So you've been working on this, just continue to work on that self-love, turning inward and upward, and it changes your outlook on love. And it does come in faster, faster. The more we work on that inner love, the faster our love vibration goes up, and the magnetization, that's a word I'm making up right now, uh, heightens, and it draws us together faster too. Absolutely. My pleasure, Alex. And thank you again so much for your donation. And that's what Spirit has for you right now. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Jaded Kate, you don't need to apologize. I mean, you were up late. So you can, a lot of people on the other side of the world, they'll put their question, go to sleep, and watch it on the flip side. So no apologies ever necessary. Appreciate you. All right. So back to the free reading. So Benita Bala, you are up. All right, Benita, so let's take a look here. How would Gurpreet react or feel if you told him you didn't want to talk anymore? All right. Anything else? All right, they said that's it. So let's take a look here. All right. So they'd actually kind of be split in their reaction and their feelings. The Two of Swords represents thoughts and beliefs and mindsets. So they'd kind of be going back and forth. And this is what they'd be going back and forth. On one side, the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Coins, they would feel like their life is full. Like it's almost like they'd be fine with it. And they would see the benefit of them being, um, you know, separated from the relationship. But then also, on the other hand, they have the Devil card, which they'd go into their brain and really, really do a lot of self-analysis on what did I do? What did I do wrong? It would shake and rattle their cage around their beliefs and mindsets around interactions with another individual. Because I feel like, on one hand, with their mind, they would be, blaming you. It's all your fault. You did this, blah, 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 because that's their fear kicking in because they can't be wrong or they're unlovable. But when they calm their bohiny down, then they would actually, realize, okay, what did I do? Is there anything? They'd really look in the mirror, and because that's what the Saturn devil shadow energy does, is it shows a mirror, and they don't want to look in the mirror at first. And so when the mirror comes up, they scream and, no, not me. But then when they look, when they truly calm down and look at it, then they start looking at what their part in it was, what they were projecting, what they were doing through it all. So I really feel what Spirit is saying through this is that you can't control their reactions, you can't control their feelings. You can only choose what story you apply to the situation, what emotion you want to feel as you go through it, and you're not responsible for their choices, for the story and the emotions. Because you could give someone the entire world and be super nice about it and do whatever, and they could still choose to, to be unhappy, to say things, to make up stories and believe whatever they want. That's one of the big things in our life, is when no matter what we do and we try to convince someone of something, they can still choose to go, no, I don't care what you say. This is what I'm going to believe. And you're like, and it feels out of control because we are out of control. We can't control that, but we get to control us. We get to control our emotions and our thoughts and stories. And I feel like that's what the situation has come into your life on purpose, for a purpose, because it is a divine appointment, your interactions between each other, to show you, you, like, they're looking in that mirror and they're learning, but what did you learn through it? So you can release all the energy of your concern. We can make it harder or easier for people to choose fear or unconditional love, but ultimately they make the choice. So you can let them know that you don't want to talk anymore, but we don't have to be mean about it. If we don't want to, we can be loving, and instead of it being like, you're a jerk and I don't want to talk to you anymore, which that's going to set them off, right? We can say, I need, I'm going on a journey of my own, and I need to take time alone away from everything. And so I need to step away. That is a different way, right? And they're just like, oh, okay. So it's not pointing fingers at them. It's like, I need this for me. And so this is what I'm going to do. So that's what they have for you, Benita. So hopefully that resonates for you. I know those are always fun situations. So hang in there. Many blessings and much love to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list. And so, Hamakshi, you are up. How I am doing very well. Hopefully, you're doing well. Why are you consistently seeing the number 1111 and 111? Does it have any message? You know, whenever we see repeating numbers, we definitely it's our higher self and our team up above trying to get our attention. And so they'll do things in the outside world to recognize it. And so, wonderful that you're recognizing. That means you're awake and you're recognizing these things. And I always say, if you have any other numbers that pop up, I love just searching like angel number, like 1111, and just you're going to get like a million different results when you search for it on the internet. But follow your heart to where it's guiding you, and there will be messages there for you. But I'm going to pull from the Ask Your Guides Oracle, and let's see what message they have for you here. Let's see what they were trying to get through to you here. Wow. I love it. Which this makes total sense too, with a new life from the Divine Mother. And if you didn't catch out the Divine Mother reading that at the very beginning of this video, be sure to check that out too. But new life, ones are about new beginnings. So this makes sense that they were having this message come in for you. It is card number 48. And it says, whether you're a man or a woman, or how you identify, your feminine earthy side is in full bloom. The wishes, the dreams, and desires you've carried in your heart are now gestating in the divine womb and are coming into fruition. If you're a woman, this signals a time of conception, pregnancy, and birth. So if you don't want a child, be careful. If you're a man, this is a time for your creativity to take form in the real world. If you're married or partnered, this may signal that children are on the way. Whatever you seek to create, it's happening. The song in your heart will find its voice. The poetry will be expressed. Even your professional goals will find a home in which to grow. The Divine Mother, the fertile aspect of the Divine Feminine, is gracing your life right now. And with her influence, your artistic and creative expression come alive. If you've been feeling sterile, stagnant, and too controlled, she's here to loosen things up and get your creative juices flowing. Surrender your mind and allow your soul to come alive in her embrace. She is with you, and her influence is powerful. And the Divine Mother's message to you, new life is on its way. So whatever that means for you in your life right now, that is what they have coming forward for you. So I like it, Himakshi. So many, many blessings to you. All right. So I do have a donation that has come through. So Shirani Nagosi, you'll be the next free reading once I return. And Spring, thank you so much for your donation. Good to see you. Hello. You'd love some spirit advice about what's coming next for you in work, and or love, whichever comes up first. Absolutely. Let's take a look here. I do want to pull here first from the Return of Spirit. Hello. And let's take a look and see what Spirit has here. Whoa. All right. I think that's your card. Came flying out here. So you've got rejuvenation. Beautiful, beautiful card here. And let's take a look and see what is coming here. And I feel like this is just for your life in general, for both love and work and everything. So the rejuvenation card is symbolically the same as the calm after a storm. When the clouds have parted and the air is fresh and crisp, and you're about to move into a place of calm within your own life, right? Hallelujah. This is rejuvenation of both the heart and the inner spirit. So life certainly has its ups and its downs, and you are about to embark on the up cycle for a while. And during this time, you'll be able to experience a sense of ease within your life. You may even feel that for once, everything is right in your world. The normal stresses of the everyday will not seem so stressful. And while your life will always have its demands, it will feel easier and more manageable. You will feel strong within yourself for this upcoming period of time. And during this time of ease, you will find that your sense of feeling good about your life and who you are as a person is restored. It will strengthen your feeling of connection to Source and of being supported and provided for. Somehow, the path ahead will seem clearer and easier to follow. This will also have a physical benefit as well. You will experience being more in sync and in tune with your body. You may very well find that you have more energy to do things and that your body wants to be active. The harmony you feel in your life will be reflected throughout your physical expression too. Take advantage of this beautiful experience in every way you can. Being brave enough to come down here and wear that human skin suit all these years says you deserve it. Now it's time to reap the rewards and experience the joy of being a soul incarnated in human form. I like it. So good messages there. I know, right? So good. And then I also want to pull some tarot here for some additional guidance. Anything else? All right. And that one there. All right. So I do like this coming in. You have the Ace of Coins, the Ace of Pentacles, which does talk about new opportunities opening up in your life. And I feel like this is both in love and in career and work. Um, you do have the Strength card that comes in here, which this is about connecting your higher self and your human self, turning inward and upward, and allowing this joining together. More and more with moving forward in life, right? Because the Strength card talks about the animal side of us, the tiger or the lion in the regular tarot, and they look outside of themselves for their fullness and their wholeness. And when it does, it's so hungry, it's so thirsty still, it gets hangry. It's hungry, angry. It wants so much, and it's not finding what it's needing in the outside world. Because what we are truly searching for, of course, is the unconditional love from above. We don't find that out in the outside world very uh, often, because there's so much. This is a giant fear amusement park of conditions, and we don't find unconditional things out there very often. Uh, so we find it by turning inward and upward and connecting to our higher self. And so that is this reminder of this is what we're truly searching for, you know, job, love, possessions, our bodies, our finances, whatever, all that stuff. It's all fake. It's all an illusion. What we're really searching for is up above. And so we draw inward and upward for that. And they're like saying, just a reminder that, we're here to play the game and go on the adventure, But when we start to get stressed and we start to feel hangry, then we're like, oh, that's right, return and know that there's relief, that rejuvenation, right, from within. Now you have the Seven of Coins, which Seven of Pentacles is about. Yeah, I know, patience. And what's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree? Is the fruit. So it is coming. Things are growing. The seedling turns into the trunk of the tree that grows, and eventually branches sprout, and then leaves, and then blossoms, and then fruit. So there is this coming for you, because you have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is new love. And so this is definitely, they were focusing a lot on, new opportunities and career and that, but this is definitely, they're saying new love is coming, but it does take looking into the heartbreak. The Three of Swords usually has a giant heart on it with three swords stuck in it, which represents our fear of disappointment, our fear of not finding love again, right? There's this right. I need patience for my own damn self. We all do. That's the whole thing. When we're in our human form, our human ego thinks there's a time, time is ticking down and we have to hurry, 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 hurry. But then when we connect, that inward and upward to our higher self, we realize, oh, eternal soul, we've got all the time in the world. And when I talk to my human side and I go, we're not throwing you away, you're coming with us. So, when the human form ends, I'm still taking you with me. All the experiences, everything, I'm bringing you with me. So we're not leaving you behind. So I kind of, it's almost like our little child is afraid of being abandoned at the grocery store, left in a cart. It's like, no, no, I'm never going to leave you. You're coming with me wherever we go. And then they're like, okay. And we convince them of that. But I feel like there's this, with that Three of Swords, really looking into um, just those subconscious and unconscious beliefs about lovability and worth, that what am I really fearing? When I look at that, do I fear failing in business? Do I fear not having enough? Do I fear I'll never find love again? Eventually, when you get older like me, you fear finding love again. I'm just kidding, but I really don't. But it's like a wonderful, wonderful journey, and give yourself a lot of grace. So I like it. But that's what they have for you, spring. So it is a coming, it is a coming, and when you allow that rejuvenation, you are on an upswing. Beautiful things are coming. Fruit is about to blossom. So um, that's what they have for you. So many, many, many blessings. Hang in there. All right. So that is what they have. Again, thank you so much for your donation, Spring. Blessings to you too. Hey, VD Jalan. Hello, hello. Good to see you as well. And thank you for your donation. So we will go to you next here. You're studying fashion design and almost toward the end of your course. Woohoo! Recently, you've been doubting yourself, and you'd like to know, how are things going to be like in the future, and will you be successful? All right, absolutely. Let's take a look here. See what Spirit would like you to know. What else? All right. Let me just get these all together here. All right. So you have the High Priestess card here and the Five of Cups. I like this for you. In fact, it kind of feels like how fashionable the High Priestess is, with her gown and everything. So I really like that. That's really stood out to me. And what I feel Spirit is saying with the High Priestess card is that it's important for you to kind of take a step back, really look into yourself, this because she steps behind the veil, looks into the unknown, dives into the unconscious, the subconscious, connects to the higher realms, which allows a lot of beautiful creativity to come in. The Five of Cups is about allowing yourself to feel the feels, because the three cups that are spilled are, the lower vibrational energies. And so they want you to know that doubt and fear of failing and everything else, don't judge yourself for it. Don't beat yourself up for it, because it's part of our adventure. We come here. This is like the permission to feel all emotion, and that none of it is wrong. All of it is experience and beautiful. And so don't resist feeling your feels, but you can flow through them. You don't have to live in them. You can flow through them, because then you have the two cups, which are left, which is your power of emotional choice. And so I like this for you with everything unfolding. They're saying that regardless of what happens, you get to choose what emotion you want to feel, and neither is wrong. Every moment we have a choice between two emotions, two thoughts, two energies. It's either of the fears of losing a conditional love or of unconditional love. It's either one or the other. And it's a great discovery, because uh, before we realize there's a second choice, we feel trapped, that we always have to feel these emotions, have these stories we apply to situation, or the energies of what we fear and what we're missing, and unconditional, the fear of losing a conditional love in the outside world. And so there's this beautiful power that's coming in through this situation, where you can be free from fearing the future. And this is where the doubt is fear, right? The doubt is that I fear I'm not going to be successful. And what does successful mean? Well, we are taught that all this long list of things, conditions, right? This is what successful means. I've got to meet all of this. But who says? That's just opinion, right? You get to decide what successful means. And so when we look at, I may not do things the way everyone else thinks they should be, are supposed to be, need to be, have to be, but who cares, right? We, as children, are taught to fear punishment and we seek praise, but we're not children anymore. We get to decide. I'm the adult in the scenario now, and I get to decide. And so there's this beautiful um, power that's coming into this situation here, because uh, they're showing you the Empress card, which is about harvest, creativity. Number three is the uh, energy of creativity, abundance, overflow. And so this does tell me that you have nothing to worry about. Um, from the higher point of view, because they're like, as you let fear go, you connect to the beautiful creative mind and creative energies of up above. And it's endless. The creative capacity and the creative sea that you have access to just floods in and floods in and floods in. So when you step away from fear and you step into your power, your unconditional love, and the connection to the higher realms, there's this beautiful ideas just come flowing out of you, because you have the Two of Swords, which is thoughts, beliefs, mindsets. And Two of Swords is like, in every moment you have a choice to um, choose from your mind or from your heart, because that's usually, they'll have usually one of the swords has a moon, which is allowing your heart to have a seat at the table. Instead of trying to live up to all those thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, all those opinions that are in our head, all those conditions, the conditional love, the conditional world, allow your heart, your high heart that's full of unconditional love, to have a seat at the table too. Allow them to join together in making decisions, and it's this beautiful creation that comes from it. You have these And to reiterate that, yeah, the Three of Swords, which is the fear of failure, the fear of heartbreak. Three of Swords is the expectations card. Expectations equal disappointment. And then you have the Eight of Swords, which is also telling you, um, you're becoming aware of your own thoughts and your own beliefs and your own mindsets, those that are rooted, I call them small t truths, which are rooted in those fears of losing conditional love. And these are what um, rattle our cage. These are the things that keep us from moving forward. But the Eight of Swords is great for you here because this tells you that you are seeing those thoughts and those beliefs and those mindsets that have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped. And you're releasing yourself from those because you have the Eight of Wands here, which is all this beautiful energy that's returning to you, all this beautiful power that's returning to you. And it can also represent spirit messages coming to you. So the more you allow your heart to express itself and you step more out of the fears, the more clearly you hear the messages from spirit, because the um, small t truths are very loud and very noisy chaos. And when we can take a deep breath and move away from it all, then we're able to consciously focus on raising our vibration to that of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. That's the vibration or the frequency at which spirit speaks. And then that's where you get all these creative ideas, you get these messages, these signs from them as well. So I really like this for you, the message they're coming through here, allowing you to see where the doubt is coming from and the freedom that comes from releasing that. And the more you step away out of the fears, the more creative juices flow and the more successful you will become. They're saying that you're going to be successful, but the extent to which you're successful has to do in ratio with how much of the, letting go of the fears happens there. Yeah. Yeah, that's our journey, isn't it? It's a great question for all of us. How do we listen to our heart's voice? Because it tends to get lost when we doubt ourselves in fear. And, when we realize we're in fear, because, when we go into fear, the human does go out of our mind. When our child self, when it's feels unsafe or out of control, it sounds an alarm and all senses are gone. It's in reaction mode and protection mode, and it's just doing whatever it feels it needs to feel safe and in control again. What we can do is we begin to change our habit. We just, when we start to feel the fear rise, deep breaths and changing our habit, changing our mindsets, changing our focus. Something that helped me in the beginning is setting a vibrating alarm on my phone. Every waking hour, it would go off, and I just called it, the alarm was breathe. And it was like, oh, that's right. That was my reminder to take deep breaths, because that helps take us out of fear and helps calm us down. And then of course 5 minutes later I'm back out there in fear, and then an hour later I come back and I started coming back more and more. And it became where it took me longer to return out into the chaos of the world, to where I started spending more time in peace rather than in the chaos, more place in my heart and then in my mind and my fears. So whatever you can do to just it's like tapping on yourself, going, hey, come back to your heart. Hey, come back to your heart. Hey, come back to your heart. Because we're taught, and the habit we have is to jump out into fear. And the more we can really, when we're in our calm state, look at what our fears are, we bring those fears into the light. Because a lot of times our fear is what? Fear of rejection. And what's bubbling underneath that, is, what if I'm not successful? What if it becomes silly when we say it out loud, but when it's in the dark, it seems like could possibly happen? What if I'm not successful? I'll get thrown out of my home. Everyone will reject me. I'll starve to death and get eaten by wolves on the edge of town, even though you're like, there's no wolves where I live. And it's like, they'll show up, they'll find a way. It's like, we're like, oh, okay. I really start to understand my fears and relieve that and find comfort, because we have a lot of emotional fears, emotional monsters. And when we face those emotional monsters and bring them into the light, we realize there's less and less to truly fear. The more we connect inward and upward to that love from above too, that becomes our solid foundation. When we define ourselves by the outside world, we feel very unstable. But when we define ourselves by this eternal, unconditional love on the inside, that becomes a more solid foundation for us too. So some things to help out there. So hopefully that helps there. And that's what Spirit has for you right now, Vidi. So many, many blessings to you. And again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciate it. Now we are at the top of the first hour. So I like to make sure everyone, especially new people that are coming in, that I usually stay on here for like 2 hours. So I'll be on for about another hour. I do go down in order of the free readings. It's first come, first serve. But when individuals make a donation, like we just did with Vidi, I step out of the free readings, complete those because I honor that energy exchange, and then I jump back in and move down and continue down in there. So if you want to make sure I complete your reading in this session, a donation of any kind, I do honor that. I know everyone has different abilities financially. And if you're unable to make a donation and I am not able to get to your reading in this session, towards the end, I'll talk about some other options. I will also be back on this evening in about, what is it? It's noon here, so in about 7 hours. So, all right. So that's the public service announcement. Back to readings. All right. So we left off with the free readings on Shravani Ngosi. Just a quick sip here. Anyone want to know what is Spirit wanting to tell you about Sahil and your connection? How much time? Reunion. All right, let's take a look here and see. What does Spirit want to tell you about Sahil and your connection and possible reunion? Okay. Well, so we've got some interesting cards coming out in combination. You have the 10 of Pentacles, the 10 of Coins, which is about the outside world and about this fullness, this wholeness that's going on out there. And the 10 of Coins is telling me that it's usually about overabundance, but the 10 tells me it's endings and new beginnings that are coming in the outside world. So there is this change that's happening. And I feel like it's in both of your lives where there's just some significant transition that's happening in the outside world, because you also have the universe, which is the world card, which is the last card in the major arcana, which is about ending of old cycles and beginning of new things. So there is this change that's coming here in your life, and it feels like a significant. I mean, the major arcana means significant endings and beginnings of new cycles. So Sharani, I really don't feel like there's going to be a reconciliation with them, but they are showing here the Heavenly Master, the 5, which is the Hierophant, which is the commitment card, which can be marriage. It also is about really digging into your truth, your capital T truth of what you're wanting in your life. And I feel like, Spirit is letting you know that this was divine appointed, all of our interactions and relationships are. But when it's done its duty. When we've learned what we were to learn from it, it's time to reflect. It's time to look into that mirror of what you learned about yourself through this union, and uh, that capital T truth that they're having you dig into your heart is allowing you to raise your vibration, raise your self-love, raise your self-awareness, raise your self-worth as you look at how you were defining yourself by your interactions rather than defining your self-worth from self. When we look at what we feel we're worth to other people, that's retail price. That is what we feel we're worth. And that retail price in the outside world, it's up and down depending on where you're at. You know, if you're a big warm parka coat in the Arctic during the winter, you are sought after, you're priceless, right? But if you're that same coat on a tropical island on the equator during the summer, you're not even on the clearance rack anymore. You're donated, you know, and that's the fickleness of our worth in relation to the outside world. So, you know, this understanding and this movement to your self worth is an important part of your journey right now, because it will lead you, the more you look into that, it will lead you eventually to a new commitment, a new relationship, something that's more in alignment with what your heart truly wants, not what your mind has been told it is supposed to want, should want, and need, but and what your subconscious is telling you what you're worthy of. It's taking you to a whole new level and allowing you to draw in um, a new relationship that's more in alignment with who you really are and what you truly deserve, not what kind of our little subconscious settled for. So that's what they have for you, Shermani. So I know when we have that attachment to someone that we love, but when we really take a step back and we realize we see things for more truly how they are, the more we turn inward and we're, oh, you know, I thought they were everything for me, but I was giving them everything and getting hardly anything back. And that's what they want you to realize. So hang in there. Many blessings to you, Shwani. Much love to you. All right. So we'll continue moving down the list. The next free reading will be SK. So we will get to you. Thank you for subscribing weeks ago. I know I was gone like a week too. So thanks for your patience. I will be to you next after I finish. I got another donation. So we will return to you here momentarily. Hey, Anmol, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for your donation. And if you haven't, put your question down there. Do that. I'm just going to scroll up to make sure I didn't miss it somewhere here. Let's see there. Oh, there we go. Thank you. So you want to know about your connection with Vedika. Do you need to let her go? Her feelings towards you. All right. Absolutely. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has for you. All right. Let's see what we have coming in here. All right. So you have the Queen of Cups coming in here first, and the Queen of Cups, and actually you also had the Five of Cups. So there's a lot of emotion here. Your connection with Vedika. Queen of Cups, not only does she rule over emotion, but all the queens are given a second portion of water, which means she's double water. It's a lot like the High Priestess, where you have a strong ability to dive deep into your emotions. In fact, maybe you are a water sign or you have a water moon. I feel you have a strong sensitivity to your own emotions, but also other people's emotions. And sometimes it's hard to tell, you know, is it their emotions you're picking up or is these your emotions that you're feeling, right? And so you have this flood, this huge, you know, amount of emotion that kicks in with all of that. Um, the Five of Cups represents, you know, three cups that are spilt and then two cups that are left over. And the connection you have here with Vidika is really, I feel like the purpose that this was divinely appointed for you to interact with them is to really look in here and understand that all the emotions, all emotion is uh, to be felt, to flow through it. We don't have to live there, but it is to flow through emotion, to experience emotion. There's not good or bad emotion. There's just emotions that are related to fear of losing conditional love and emotion that's related to unconditional love. That's what the Two of Cups and the Five of Cups tells us, is that we have a choice in each moment of what emotion we want to feel. And neither's wrong, neither's right. They're just different. When we choose to feel emotions of fear related to losing conditional love in the human realm, then it's constricting. It feels like we become less. Then we shrink. Feel like we're caged, and we get to experience all these emotions related to fear. And that's what we actually come here to experience. I talk about this tapestry a lot about contrast. If this was all beige, then we wouldn't see any design. If it was all black, we wouldn't see a design. But because of these dark, shadowy emotions of fear, we're able to see this design, see who we really are by experiencing the contrast. And so there is this awakening that's happening with your connection with Vedika of feeling these fears, feeling these emotions, because it sparks and it just floods in, and we're like, these are those fear emotions, and we might try to suppress them because we don't want to feel them. They feel uncomfortable because it's not who we are. We don't feel these fear emotions on the other side, so they feel uncomfortable. But the more we flow with it, the more we understand that it's like breathing air. You don't realize you're breathing air until you're 6 feet underwater, looking up at air and go, ah, that is air. And so all this water that we're feeling down here, we understand, oh, okay. So I understand and appreciate these unair feelings. And I have a new understanding and clarification of what air is. It's the unconditional versus the conditional. So I feel like what you're learning about with this connection with Avdika is to be able to feel your emotions and flow with them and not resist them. Now, do you need to let her go? We do have the Nine of Coins and the Nine of Pentacles. Nine is the hermit's journey. It is about turning inward to discover a new way of looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world. You're turning inward on this hermit's journey. You don't necessarily have to let them go, but the Knight of Swords talks about swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets. What you can let go of in order to find this is your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets that you have around who they are supposed to be, what your interaction is supposed to be, who you are supposed to be, because those are the expectations, the small t truths. Those supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, those opinions that you were given growing up around all of that, all these restrictions, all of these things, those fear-based emotions, those fear-based thoughts. And it's freeing them, because that's where all the pressure is coming from. That's where the fear is coming from, is I fear I'm going to be unlovable if da 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 doesn't happen. And it's like this Knight of Swords, all knights are on a quest, and this knight is on the quest for the Ace of Swords, which allows them, one, to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm that are rooted in unconditional love. And then it also allows you to cut away those small t truths that are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. So it allows us to expand and not feel so trapped. It's like this cage we put ourselves in by all these thoughts and beliefs of fear of punishment and the desire for praise that we all are indoctrinated with when we're younger, and it has us this, um, this entrapment, that happens there. So, all of that comes in, and you do have the Seven of Swords, which the Seven of Swords, here's those small t truths that are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. And the Seven of Swords is specifically those thoughts and those beliefs you have that cheat you out of experiences that, they're like, it's the thievery card, the deceiver card. What of your own thoughts and beliefs are deceiving you? What of your own thoughts and beliefs are keeping you from experiencing love because you're caged in? And so, um, there is this, you don't need to let them go, but we can let go of our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets that we're trying to cage them as well, right? So we have ourself in a cage, and by golly, if I'm going to be in a cage, you are too. So I'm going to cage you in with my expectations. And that's what we all do to one another. So there is this freedom that's coming from here, and her feelings towards you. We have the Queen of Wands. So she does have passion, she does have desire for you, but she is very self sufficient. She's a very confident, at least appearance on the outside, right? Very confident, in tune with spirit, in tune with their emotions, but really in their power. They feel very self assured, um, and so, but there, that wands energy is passion, there is desire there, but I feel like they don't like the expectations. They're very independent, they like freedom, they don't like that constriction. Don't try to put mama bird in a cage, because she attacks, right? Tries to poke at your eyes. But she does have feelings, but she doesn't like that cage. And so, what you can do is really look into those expectations and those fears you have, around those things. So, that is what they have for you, animal. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Relationships are one of the most wonderful roller coaster rides in this giant amusement park of fear rides. So put your arms up and ride that way, ride the roller coaster, right? Woo! So, but much love to you, many blessings to you. Hang in there, and thank you again so much for your donation. All right. Hey, Sasha, welcome, welcome. Let me take a look here. I do have beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for your donation. And so we'll go to you next. So, how is March going to look like for you? All right, looking ahead. You're very, very welcome, Animal. All right, so let's take a look. What is March looking like? Hope everyone's having a wonderful 2023. Can't believe it's almost the end of January. I know, right, Sasha? Oh no. Do you really? Do you really want to know? Do you really? Wow. Yeah, you've got some great cards coming in. You have 3 major arcana out of 4 already. And this is your last one. Wow. So 4 major arcana out of 5. So March is going to be a significant month for you. The only non-major arcana card that you have here is the King of Swords, which the King of Swords, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, um, expectations. It's all about the mind. And the King of Swords, he not only rules over air, but all the kings are given a second portion of air. So much, much, very much about thoughts and beliefs and mindsets are you're being looked at during the month of March. And you have the gift of the Ace of Swords, which does allow you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, uh, which are rooted in unconditional love. There it goes. And so it allows you to see things from a higher perspective and cut away expectations and thoughts and beliefs that you've had in the past that no longer serve you. It's funny that you say just hoping some wish is going to be granted for you. Well, you have the star card, which is wish fulfillment card coming in March. So definitely wish upon a star, and wish fulfillment is coming your way. It does take you, though, cutting away thoughts and expectations on the how. You can have the, like, "Oh, I wish upon a star. This is what I would love to have come into my life." But, if you're like, "But I need to have it has to be this way, on this date, in this manner, has to look like this, it has to be this, it has to be this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this." We make it harder and harder for it to be granted when we are making the path very, very thin. We're trying to limit the universe, and so it's like, don't look at the outcome or the how, but definitely wish for the what, but leave the rest up to the universe to bring it in however they will want to bring it in, and you'll be wonderfully surprised by that, which I really like. There is also this wonderful energy for March for you of standing in your power. And I like this. So this also talks about the magician card. Again, two more major arcana, very significant things for you for March. And this is you stepping into your power. We can ask the universe and say, this is what I'd like, and here's the how. And if there's steps that you can take to help, then this is you taking the step to do it. Not, if there's things that you can do and you're like, but I want you to do it, universe. The universe goes, let's meet semi halfway because you take one step toward it, they take 10 steps towards you. But this is about, what are you able to do with this? What are you going to do to help this wish come true? Do your part, whether it's working on your own self, if you're able to contact people, if you're able to do it. Yeah. So you can plan, yeah, and you can reach out and you can, do what you need to do. Like, let's say you're hoping to see someone from your past. Like, if they're in another city, another town, another place, it's like you can plan a trip to go near there. Reach out to them if you can, whatever you can do. But then allow the universe to handle the rest, right? Yeah. Because the Emperor card is also about you realizing you're in charge of your life, you're in charge of your kingdom, and then that allows you to not be at the whim of other people. Like, it's almost like you were saying here, I'm hoping to see someone from the past, and I'm going to wait here and hopefully they'll show up. But if they don't know you want to see them, and you're not, willing to go halfway to meet them, whatever, then it ain't going to happen. Right. And so this emperor is you stepping into your power and you taking step toward it. I love, yeah. So that's definitely confirmation of your plans. So I like that. And then your last card that comes in here is the strength card. And the strength card does tell you, yeah, I mean, March, if I didn't say, yeah, I'm already in February in my mind too. So the strength card here is about you um, really connecting to your higher self. I talk about this strength card a lot because this is like our journey here on Earth. We come down as this is our human side here, and this is our higher self here. And our human self comes down hungry and thirsty, and we look outside of ourselves for our what we're told is supposed to fill us up and make our stomach full and make us not thirsty anymore, by relationships, by situations, by things in our bodies and all that. And we eat and drink of those things, and they do not fill us up. We become more hungry, more thirsty, to where our animal side becomes desperate and angry. It's hungry, angry, but our higher self, um, you know, um, comes down to us because in the beginning, our human self doesn't realize we're more than just this human character. And so we feel alone, we feel desperate, but then our higher self is always aware of our human self, because it sees beyond the veil. We don't see beyond the veil, but it sees through. It's like what is it, a two-way mirror? Is that what they call it? When someone can see through, but we can't see. So they see it and they see what we're going through and they come down. They don't come down to, you know, um, put us out of our misery or cage us to protect people from our hangriness or try to manipulate us like they, when they try to train animals or whatever, because it knows what we're truly searching for, what our animal side is truly hungering for is the unconditional love from up above. And so our higher self is conveniently made of unconditional love. So they're able to give us what we're searching for. And so we join together with our higher self and walk hand in paw together through life with a new way of looking at the world rather than a desperation, like to be with someone. We don't, that desperation goes away. It doesn't end up falling short and not fulfilling us because we find that fulfillment within. Then we're able to appreciate what someone has to give, who they are, with little expectation. We just celebrate the abundance of who the person is, not desperate for them to love us and give us what we are searching for, because they can't give it to us. We have to find that inside. But what they give us is above and beyond. And I like that. I feel like they're telling you that, while you're waiting, while you're doing the planning, turn inward and upward as much as you can to find this wholeness inside. It takes the pressure off of the outcome. It takes the pressure off of whatever will be. And then it's beautiful, right? And I feel like that's what they're wanting you to know more about the outcome of the meeting. Because if you do that, yeah, because here's the Eight of Swords. So this is exactly what I was talking about. These are your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, these expectations, the small t truths, the fears of losing conditional love. And you're realizing this with the Eight of Swords, those thoughts and those beliefs and those mindsets in the past that have made you feel blinded and restricted and trapped. And we also will do that to others by our expectations. We don't want to do that to the ones we love. We want them to be free, and we want ourselves to be free too. So this Eight of Swords is solved by this Eight of Strength card here. It was where the freedom comes in and allows it to unfold in a beautiful way. Yeah. I was going to pull another card for outcome, and they're like, nope. That's what they want you to know about outcome is when you find your wholeness within you, then you don't worry about the outcome because you're finding your wholeness within you. They are just above and beyond extra. So whether you have it or not, you start caring less about that, and you feel the wholeness and the fullness on the inside, and then you can feel that beautiful, abundant feeling with them or whatever happens in life. Because there's those expectations, that cage is removed, so you are able to enjoy them for who they are in that moment. So that is what they have for you, Sasha. Beautiful. I'm glad that you like that. So many, many blessings. Again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Yeah. Yeah. You're definitely going to be able to connect with them and see them again. But in the meantime, work on you, because you can't love someone else more than the extent that you love yourself. And you can't receive love from someone else more than to the extent that you love yourself. So, yeah, exactly. And so, if you love yourself this much, and we're looking for others to fulfill us, no matter how much love you want to give, it's only going to trickle out. No matter how much love they want to give you, it just trickles in. But the more you expand your self-love by turning inward and upward, the more love that you're filling up with, but the more love that you can share and receive from others too. So it's a win-win-win-win-win. Right. Yeah, yeah. And that excitement, yeah, I definitely understand. So but in the meantime, do this, because otherwise you'll do what you always did and get what you always got, and you not want that anymore. You want something more. So that is what they have, Sasha. Many, many blessings to him. Excited. Keep us informed. March, March, March. Beautiful. All right. I do have another donation. Thank you so much, Shamika, for your donation. You just started a new job. Congratulations. Will they want you to be permanent? All right. Let's take a look here and see what they have. Let me just take another quick sip here. Just getting some clarity here. All right. I do see some stability coming in here with the four of coins, the four pentacles. That's all about the outside world. And if you think of a four as like a huge table with four huge legs on it, there's stability that comes in here. So I feel like this is saying that you will be offered a permanent position with the company. However, I know, dun, dun, dun. I feel like, because they'll offer it to you, but I feel like in the meantime, Shamika, you have a new opportunity coming in here because the ace of coins, the ace of pentacles is about new opportunities. And you have the three of wands, which is about a change of direction that you take. So it's not that you're forced to take it. I just feel a new opportunity comes in that allows you to change direction. And I like that because also you have the Empress card, which is new birth, new opportunity, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. And so there's this new abundance, this new opportunity again that comes in. The Queen of Cups is telling me that, because she rolls over emotion and all the queens are given a second portion of emotion, that this is something in alignment with your heart more so. So I feel like this new job you started on Monday is good. It's money. It meets the check marks off the things that, you know, um, it's going to bring me food and allow me to live, but it's not like you wake up in the morning going, I'm going to go live my dream today, something that makes my heart sing. It's like, it makes my mind check off things on the list. But I don't feel like it's making your heart sing. And I feel like this new opportunity that comes in is more in alignment with that, that comes forward. So I do like that. Again, you have the Confucius, which is normally the judgment card. This is your higher self calling you to a new place, calling you to a higher level. And the five of wands represents something that feels conflicting in the beginning, kind of fearful, but then transforms into something of love, and something more of making your heart sing. So I feel like, they're going to offer you this permanent position and you're going to take it, and then you're going to be doing it for a while, but your heart's just not in it. And you start to look and you start to go, what is it that I truly want? Your higher self really starts to call you to this higher place, into this different direction, and a new opportunity opens up, something that is more in alignment. And it feels scary at first because you're like, what will people think if I leave this job that's this amount of money and this type of security and blah blah blah, to go do this thing that is more in alignment, that makes my heart sing. But then you make a jump and you're able to move toward it, because in the beginning it feels fearful, like I don't know, but then you're just like, it gets to the point when our fears outweigh this ugly feeling of not living our life, just existing. When our fears outweigh that, we don't make movement. We stay in that secure place. But eventually, the ugly feeling of not living your dream and just existing outweighs the fears. And that's when we make the change. So there's no nothing to be afraid of. But I like this for you. So you will get the permanent job, but then you're going to be like later and you want to move in a different direction. And a new opportunity does open up that is a more alignment with your heart. So I like it, Shamika. So that's what they have. So again, thank you so much for your donation. Many blessings to you. All right. So we'll move back into the free reading. So SK, I know. Wow, finally. So you want to know here, what are Neorica's feelings for you? You haven't been in contact for 4 weeks, but you started talking. All right, let's take a look here and see what are their feelings for you. Okay. All right. All right. Well, first of all, they have passion for you. The Empress is about, of course, newness and that, but they've got some sensuality here. Knight of Staves, Knight of Wands too. The fastest moving, fiery energy. So there's a lot of um I'm going to say physical interest, if you know what I mean. Just a lot of attraction, physical, fiery, energetic attraction that they have for you. So there is that there, and this is not love. This is more, say, lust in a way. So they have this feeling there. Now, Spirit does want to let you know with the Tower card here, this is a message of whatever is brought into your life is brought into your life on purpose for a purpose, and whatever is removed out of your life is also moved out of your life on purpose for a purpose. So, individuals can be moved out of our life for to make space for someone new to come in, or to clear our path so we can move forward and head the direction that we really want to go toward. And so I feel like what Spirit is saying is that, there's these, I wouldn't say feelings like emotions, like I love you. They're like, I lust you. They desire intimacy, but commitment, love, um, I don't feel like that kind of energy here. So I do feel like they will, again, be removed out of your life again. But just realize it's happening for you. You're realizing this. And as you take a step back, you're like, yeah, I didn't feel like love like I want to feel. I just felt like they will tell me what I want to hear to get into my pants. Sorry, but that's what Spirit is saying. So be aware of that, because you do have this message of stepping into your power. The Two of Wands is all about wherever you focus your energy is what grows and expands. And so when we focus on what we fear may come into our lives, or what's in our lives that we don't want or that we feel we're missing in our life, just more of that grows and that expands. But if you focus on what you're grateful for, what you truly want in your life, focus on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, all that grows and expands as well. I feel like they're saying not invest energy into this individual, because it's just like pouring energy into a black hole. And they kind of want you to focus on something more in alignment with what you truly want, because with the Five of Swords, swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, your expectations, and there's a mental conflict, beliefs that are going on inside of you around relationship. They're asking you to kind of step up and see things from a higher perspective, from a place of unconditional love, and really question what your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets are around a relationship. Because when you take a step backwards and you really look at all these stories and these opinions that you were told about who you are supposed to be, who they're supposed to be, what a relationship is supposed to be, there's so much conflict and so much restriction that spirit wants you to be free from that so that you can have something more in alignment with what your heart truly wants, which is the Lover's card. And so this is not this Scorpio. This is what comes later when you know, really cut away more and more of those thoughts and those beliefs and those mindsets and those expectations from the past. So I know, you know, Spirit always gives us what we need to know right here, right now, and they don't tell us what we want to hear because why, right? Why do we want to just be told what we want to hear, right? So Spirit tells us the truth in love for us so that we can have the most highest experience for our life. So that's what they have for you, SK. I hope it was worth the wait. That I waited for that. But many blessings, much love to you, and thank you so much for being a new subscriber. Greatly appreciate you. All right, Billy, you will be the next free reading that will come up, but I do have a donation. Hey, KDP, welcome, welcome. And thank you for your donation. So let's take a look here. What you should do in regards to your situation with Jordan. Jordan. You know, you guys must be twin flames because you cannot get away from each other, can you? Let's take a look here and see what Spirit would like you to know. I know. Just grab this one and this one and this one. Let's see what we have here. Hey, SK, I just finished your reading. So if you want to rewind a little bit, you can pick up your reading. And I'm on KDP right now, though. So just finished yet. Just finished. All right. I know, right? Finally. Okay. Let's see here. And they also want an Oracle of E card here. We're actually going to start with that for you, Katie. You are very welcome. Wow. So you have all in here coming in. Let's see what they mean by this, and then we'll get the clarity through the cards that came out here. Wow, so all systems are go. Whatever you do right now, do not hold back. This is the perfect time to give it everything you've got. For every inch you move towards your dream, the universe will move it 10 miles closer. It's time to raise the stakes and play your hand. I'd jump on in if I were you. Interesting. So let's take a look here and see what they have because, well, yeah, because you've got the devil card. Oh no, dun dun dun. And the page of wands, though. So the devil card, the shadow card, the Saturn card, what this does for us, Saturn energy, it really, you literally want to break up with him. All in. Well, let's take a look here. So, um, you know, the Saturn energy, it shakes the very foundation of our beliefs. All these supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, all these restrictions, all the stuff that we're taught, all the rules, the laws, whatever it may be, the conditional love laws, those that are rooted in the fears of losing a conditional love. we're taught these things since we're very young, all the way growing up. And wherever Saturn goes around in our birth chart, and actually the entire chart of astrology, whenever it moves into a house, it challenges like our entire world in that area, because each of the houses represents a different aspect or area of our human experience. When Saturn moves into it, it just shakes and rattles it because it wants us to question what we've been taught, that we've just taken on as just truth because someone said it, truth because it's written down somewhere, truth because of, it's in a movie, whatever it may be. However, we took it on, it wants to challenge it so that we look at it. Calm down. Calm down, Katie. Um, but it's challenging you, and that's why you guys keep being brought back together. It's a divine appointment that you have with each other, because uh, you're so different. You have such different belief systems and different ways of looking at things, but you're drawn together and you can't help but not be drawn, because this is the energy that's happening, the shaking and the rattling and the rolling. That page, the page of wands, is about really stepping into your power, really understanding what you're focusing on. You also, you have like three sets of two cards. You also have the two of wands, which both of these have this energy and this awareness that comes in, that wherever you focus your energy is what grows and expands. So when we focus on what we fear, we focus on what's in our life that we don't want, we focus in on what we feel is missing, all that energy grows and expands. We're powerful. Wherever our energy goes, or we focus on, it flows and expands it. And so when you focus in on what you're grateful for, what you do want in your life, um, focus on unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter, then that expands, and that gets bigger. So if you want love, you are grateful for the love that you do have, not focus on the love you feel is missing. Being normal means there's all these rules that you have around what normal is supposed to be. Instead of being grateful for what is, there's all this energy in the supposed to and the should and the need to and the have to and the must. I should be this way, he should be this way, I'm supposed to be this way, he's supposed to be this way, he needs to be this way, I need to be this way. There's all this rules and all this stuff that just sucks the life out of you, out of them, out of the relationship, right? And so that's why all this is shaking, rattling, and rolling, is because this cage that you have yourself in, and this cage you're trying to put him in, um, the purpose of this friction and everything is because if you ever try to put a cat in a cat carrier, it's a perfect example because they're all four claws. No, I'm not going to go in there. We try to cage other people try to cage us. Um, yeah, yeah. So, again, where you focus your energy is what grows, what you're grateful for. So, they, there are these expectations that they are not, living up to. Um, Really, what you are really, this is a mirror for you. What you want from him is to love you, but what you want is for you to love yourself. Um, you want him to, with your kids. You want to love you with your kids. You want to accept responsibility for your love for yourself. These are the mirrors, because when you're looking for them to fulfill something, they can't. You have to find all of this desire within yourself. Because when you do focus your energy on what you're grateful for and what you do want in your life, and you're focusing on joy and laughter and not trying to make them be who you want them to be, but being grateful for who they are, being grateful for who you are, not trying to be someone else that you've been told you're supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be. You do have the wheel of fortune that comes, this beautiful change, this fate, this things turn in your life for that. Because, you know, how do you feel if someone's trying to make you be someone who you're not? Right? Like all of us do. We're like, you ain't going to change me, but I do want you to be who I want you to be. It's like, oh no. But, and that is what is coming in here. Here's the knight, I'm sorry, the king of swords, which is all about thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and expectations and standards, right? The King of Swords has this Ace of Swords, which allows us to connect to the capital T truths that are rooted in unconditional love. And it allows us to free ourselves from all of this supposed to and should and need to and have to and must. It's so exhausting trying to hold ourselves to this, all these rules and opinions of who everyone else to be, including what we've been taught about God. And, you know, the biggest thing I always say is a litmus test to know. And I know I was in Christianity for a long time, and we were told that it is the unquestionable word of God. And I'm like, but it's written by man, and man can't be trusted, you know. And I learned so much, about the unconditional love of the creator through organized religion. So I don't diss it, but I do caution everyone, regardless of whatever belief system you have, use a litmus test. If there's any fear involved in a part of it, that is of man. If it has unconditional love, then that is of creator and the spirit world, because the spirit world is unconditional. Mankind, the ego, has conditions because it wants to feel safe and in control, and it'll implement itself into whatever it may be. And I'll answer your other question here in a sec. And then you have the hanging ghost, which is the hanged man, which is about seeing things from a higher perspective, seeing things from the unconditional love from above. And that is what the answer to every question we ever have in life is unconditional love. It's simple, isn't it? It's just simple. And so when you're saying just be more okay with who you are, and you being a single mom, and it doesn't love anyone who doesn't love you. I actually halfway. I like the be okay with who you are and being a single mom. Just leave it at being okay with who you are, loving yourself unconditionally. Fill up with that unconditional, become a chalice, the holy grail. Let that love from above, that unconditional love from above, flow into you, fill you up, and it overflows out to the world. It's not about, I only love people who love me. Throw that out. I love myself unconditionally. And because I love myself, I found the love I've been looking for. I fill up, and everyone else gets the overflow of the love. I don't need someone to love me to prove my worth. I don't need someone to love me to validate me, to make me feel whole and complete. I get full, and then they give me everything else. Yeah. Yeah. If Jordan can't accept your kids, why do you want him in your life? He can be in your life. You don't need him to love your kids. You have all the love you need for your kids. You don't need someone else to love your kids. They're just extra, right? When you find all your love within yourself, who cares what anyone else's actions or whatever are? Maybe you have some fears about, what does that make my kids feel? Well, the biggest thing you can teach your kids is to find their unconditional love within themselves, and that other people's actions don't mean anything about them anyway, right? So we have this big, opportunity to teach them about that. Yeah, you can go on with them. He's just extra. When you find your unconditional love within you, everyone and everything is extra. You don't need it to be anything, You don't, have, you know, uh, any need from them, any should, supposed to, have to, whatever. You're just like, you enjoy them for who they are and what they bring, and that's how it goes. Yeah. And if he can't accept that you have kids and he doesn't wanna hang around you, you're like, "Well, um, I can't sell them." You know? Um, and so that's okay. If they're like, "I only wanna spend time with you, but not your children," well, it doesn't mean you have to they don't become your life, right? You get to, enjoy them for who they are, right? Um So I know it's sit with that and listen to this as many times as you need to, because I feel like it's going to sink in. It's going to sink in that I find what I need within me. I don't need anyone else to be anything other than who they are. And if I see something I don't like in someone, it's a mirror. What don't I like about me around that subject? What is it that I don't want to see? And that's what you get to look at. So I like it, Katie. Love your thirst for understanding yourself, and especially your love for your children. I love your mother nature, mother nurture. So love it. So that's what they have for you, KDP. So again, thank you so much for your donation. Buddha cat, right? So thank you so much. Hang in there. Much love and many blessings to you. All right. All right. Is that Toka fan or Taka fan? Many blessings to you. Thank you so much for your donation. And do you want to know M's thoughts or impressions of you so far? A new acquaintance. All right. So let's take a look here. What are their impressions of you so far? All right, let's take a look here. All right. So the first card coming in here is the King of Wands or the King of Staves, which this is drive, passion, inspiration, very, very fiery energy that comes in here. And, I feel like their impression of you, which of course, keep in mind that what people see when they look at us is a mirror. And so what they see in us is a lot of what they recognize in themselves too. So, when we're looking at what other people's opinions or observations of us are, we're like, well, got to take it with a grain of salt, right? But this is about someone who's really like an entrepreneur, stands as confident, able to direct their energy, able to get things done. So very, very fiery type of energy that they have, that they see you have. So, they just see you as a go-getter, someone who's very passionate about life and about others. So they definitely like that about you. You're not someone who's a dud that it takes, you know, uh, nudging and pushing and shoving for you to want to do something. They're like, "Hey, do you want to go do this?" And you're like, "Yeah, let's go." You have that type of personality is their perception. Um, I like this here too, that there's both the commitment card and the marriage card here. So, they feel and they see you as a potential. of someone at this point. I know it's a new acquaintance, but this is their first impressions is like, wow, this is someone that, meets a lot of my, I don't want to say a checkbox of criteria, but there's a lot of things I like about you that really are cohesive. I feel like you guys really bond really well with all of this. In fact, I feel like you remind them of someone from the past, not like an ex, um, but I feel like it's someone that they really valued in the past, and you have similar personalities to someone. And they like that, so you remind them of that, which they bring in all of this emotion they felt for this other person, like admiration and a love of them. But again, I don't feel like it's an ex. I just feel like it's like this, uh, I don't feel like it's like their mother type of thing either, but it's like someone that they're like, wow, I really like this about that person. And I feel like all that combined together is like their first impressions there. Also, with the Four of Coins, the Four of Pentacles, they see a very stable individual as you relate to your outside world. And I feel like, again, confidence. They feel like you have this confidence in who you are. And they like that. That King of Wands and the Four of Coins together really feels like you have a good, not arrogance, definitely not arrogance. Arrogance is like you think you're better than everyone else. Like, I do that better than them. No, you have a confidence in knowing who you are and what you want a lot. And this is their perception of you. So whether that's true or not, you're like, where are they getting that from? Well, because again, remember, they're recognizing these things because they have that within themselves, which is good, right? You want someone who's confident in knowing who they are and what they want in life too. I feel like with the Seven of Wands here, the Seven of Wands is like they feel like you are on this, again, with the confidence. The Seven of Wands is about you being up on a hill, and other people might be a little jealous of how you feel about yourself and your confidence, because generally most of us have a low self esteem these days and age, when we're younger, because we're have such a long list of things that we're supposed to be that everyone just feels like they're not making the grade. And so we generally feel kind of low of ourselves. And when we do, when someone's confident, we kind of go like, how dare you feel that way? Come back down here and be miserable with the rest of us. But I feel like you've done work on the inside and you've really worked on your confidence. And that's why you're in this place. And you don't need to defend yourself, and because they like that you stand apart, just because of that, and you don't have to defend about these people attacking and blah 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 blah, right? That you can, just understand it with a compassionate heart that people do that because they feel low about themselves. It doesn't have anything to do with you. It just has to do with how they feel where they see you up here and they see themselves down here. And when you move higher, they don't, they feel like they're going lower. And that's why they try to bring you down to where they're at instead. So I do like this for you because it is very, I just like how they see you in this positive manner. So that's what their thoughts and impressions of or they have for you so far with this new acquaintance. But a lot of it has to do with this individual from the past that you remind them of. Like, I don't know if it's like an aunt or just a personality of someone who was just themselves. They didn't care what the rest of the family thought. They were just like, boom. And they like that about you. So that's what they have for you, Toka fan. Again, thank you so much for your donation. Much, much appreciated. You are very welcome. I like it. And let me just take a look here. I did get another donation. All right. Cali Cat, thank you so much for your donation. I love that. I talk about cats a lot, as I like cats. All right. And so you want to quit your job and start your own business in March. Is that a good time? I love that for you. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit has to say. I'm just going to take a quick drink here. And while I'm pulling cards here, I am reaching the end of my second hour. Um, let's see. I left off. Let me see here. So I left off with SK. And that SK is actually going to be the last free reading that I'm going to offer in this session. But I'm going to tell you some other options here in just a moment. So hang in here as I finish up Callie Cat's reading here, and I'll give you some other options. So, own business in March. Anything else? All right. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. All right. I do like this for you, Callie Cat, because you've got the well, first of all, the Knight of Staves, the Knight of Wands. The Knights are about action and movement, and the fiery Knight is the most fastest out of them all. So that does tell me progress, movement forward, action, 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 and I really like that. The King of Cups tells me balancing heart and mind, because of course the king rolls over heart and emotion, but all the kings are given um, a portion of air, which is the mind. And so it's like balance your heart and mind, love the passion, love the desire to share, the unconditional love in your heart with the world in your own special, unique way. Just balance the mind to allow that, to kind of, we can get very passionate about things and leap and overleap and hit the other side of the pool instead of hitting the water, right? So they're like, balance, balance. It is a good time, but balance your heart and mind. Definitely take action, but balance your heart and your mind. You do have the Four of Coins, which does talk about stability in your outside world. So I like that coming in because that is your coin, that is your outside world. Fours are like a huge table with four large legs. It's a very solid foundation. So, there is this solidity in the outside world. And the Page of Wands, new passion, new drive, new ambition. Again, more fire and moving forward. I like that they hold the Ace of Wands in their hands there, because that does show you that whatever you focus on is what grows and expands in your life in March as well. So if you focus on what you fear, if you focus on what you is in your life that you don't want, or focus in on what you feel is missing, that grows and that expands. But if you focus on what you're grateful for, if you're focusing in on your what you do want in your life and unconditional love and joy and all those wonderful things, that expands. So I like that you're stepping into your power here with all of that. You also more movement. So you have the Knight of Cups, which does tell me, yes, move on your passion, move on your desire during March. So that is, again, reaffirming and coming up there for you. I like that you also have the Five of Coins, because the Five of Coins is a change of belief, moving from a feeling of lack, of abandonment, of being left behind or left out in the cold, and it transforms our belief around abundance. It changes from feeling like humans bring me what I need in each moment, because when we do that, it scares the crap out of us, right? Because humans, our human characters, when they go into fight or flight mode, we take back all our support for survival. It's all about us. We become self-survivalists. And when that happens, if we're depending on someone to bring us our sustenance, and then they get upset or they go into fear, whoosh, our support's gone, and we're, that scares us, right? But this transformation, what happens with this is that we realize that it's not humans that bring us what we need in each moment, but it's source, creator, the universe, mother and father of all things. Whatever you believe your higher power is, that they are the ones that bring us what we need in each moment. And that is much, much better. It's much more solid because their love for us is eternal, never ends. It's unconditional, no conditions, so we can't lose it, and nothing we have to do to try to earn it. It's just ours. So they won't pull away their support from us because we break a rule or piss them off or whatever. They love us unconditionally, and they want to bring us what we need in each moment. Not only what we need, but some, they love us so much, they'll bring us in some wants, but not always everything we want. And not all our future needs, be provided in this moment. So we feel safe and secure for our futures, but that we have what we need in each moment. And we build this trust that they will bring it. And now they will deliver it. It's like ordering something from Amazon. They will deliver it through humans a lot of times, but they don't need humans to deliver it to us, but they will bring us, like through UPS or FedEx or whatever. They're the delivery company. They're the shipping company. So I do like this for you here, Cali Cat, that there is this definitely starting your own business in March. Let me clarify here. Do you quit your job in March? Yeah. So you do have Confucius, double endings and double new beginnings. So this is your higher self calling your human self to a higher place. Normally there's an angel with a horn and people in their coffins. It's like you're ready. You're tired of existing. You're ready to live. And so I feel like you are ready to start your own business and ready to make that leap. And I feel like Spirit's giving you thumbs up for that for March. So start planning now. Start making arrangements in February for that March change. So I like it for you, Cali Cat. Again, thank you so much for your donation. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now, that was the last, I had given the last free reading a little bit ago. I had a few donations that I've taken care of here. So if you do want me to make sure I complete your reading in this session, a donation of any kind will, I'll honor that energy exchange and complete it in this session. Now, if you aren't able to make a donation, I totally understand. First of all, thank you guys so much for everyone that has given me a thumbs up on this video. It's something that you can do to help spread the Zen love and be part of this tsunami of love that we send out to the world. It's obviously totally free. It seems like a small thing, but the YouTube algorithm absolutely loves it, just eats them all up. And then it wants to share my videos as recommended videos for other people as well. So thank you so much for all of you that have done that. Yes, thank you so much. You are very welcome, Callie. Callie Cat. Now, I will be back in about 6 hours for my evening session. So if you're not able to make a donation now and you want to wait, I will be back. I do put out an announcement an hour beforehand. And so you can put your questions there for the free readings. So you can do that. And then, but if you're not able to make a donation right now and you need an answer, make a donation. All our income changes throughout our lives and from individual to individual. So I understand that. I do offer a ton of free content. So if you want an answer right now, if you click on my name, Brother Zen Mystic Tarot, it'll take you to my main page where all my playlists are. I have pick a card readings that talk about abundance and love and covers a variety of subjects. So you can check that out. Also, I put out weekly energy updates, monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign, and some other videos too. So if you follow your heart, Spirit will guide you to the video or videos that provides you the messages that you're looking for. Also, I offer personal readings. So if you want to book a reading, if you check out the description box of the video down below, you can also book one of those. I also have a giveaway every 2 weeks, and we're actually coming up on the next giveaway. And here's the link to the video on how you can sign up for that, because I will give away a 30-minute personal recorded reading. And if I get 30 or more comments, I'll add a 45-minute personal recorded reading. And if I get a 45 or more comments, I'll add an additional 1 hour personal recorded reading. So if you're interested in entering that drawing, be sure to check out that video. Like I said, I'll be back tonight, also tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Mountain, and tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Mountain as well. I'm here every night, Wednesday through Sunday at 7 p.m. Mountain, and on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain, unless I have the flu, which is what I had last week, and I was out. So I'm so happy to be back. And again, thank you guys so much for all the love that you bring into the chat room and all your beautiful comments. I truly, truly adore you guys, and I thank you for being here. I don't see any other donations, so we're going to close out this session, and I will be back. So please know, as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life, that you are unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things. And of course, I love you guys too. So until I see you again, have a great day, a great night, wherever you're out in the world, and we'll see you soon. Until then, much love, and you take care.